Today we're going to be building a 1995 Yamaha Banshee. Majority of the chassis is already at powder coat. This is not something that came in and we filmed the strip down process. Actually, we took the frame and used it for something else, and we took the transmission out of the motor and used it for something else. So now I got to source that. In just a couple of days, I'll find that and I'll get it powder coated. You guys would have never known unless I was telling you. Anyways, got a bunch of aluminum parts right here in front of me. We're gonna disassemble these completely. Majority of them are already disassembled. Really, really crusty, and it'll look new within just maybe like 2 hours on the vapor blaster. We got a stator here that's real crusty. I'll end up getting all the hardware zinc coated, and then we'll vapor hone the backing plate and just clean up all the pigtails. The stator is super rusty as well. This will be no problem. We'll clean this up real nice. So if you guys are new here, welcome to the Bonzi garage. We're filming with a VX today, which is like a dinosaur, but I used to use this as a kid when we would film BMX videos, and I thought it'd be really cool to switch up the vibe, bring out the good old 480p piece. So we're bringing back all these aluminum parts. This is the very beginning of a full restoration on a 1995 that we're going to put our own twist on, but keeping the original color scheme.
Yo, I had a good feeling when you came in my life. How you living? Man, I'm just living life. Sit back, elevate, and flow with the time. Like my man Kai said, keep BK in mind. Don't forget, so brother, please stay on your grind. It's a lot of sneaky niggas, derelicts, and broads. So I won't say too much to finish too far. Take my time and sit back and analyze the rhyme. Sit with some OGs, bringing back good time. My man old lost his life at a very young age. Life is strange, but it can bring pain one day. I stay aware, plus I stay on my grind.
Straight out of the vapor home cabinet. The flywheel is steel, so obviously something like this, it will rust. Instantly out of the cabinet after blowing it off with the air gun, I just put a little bit of WD-40 all over it. The rest of the parts are aluminum, and these parts are plastic for the skid plate, and then this one goes on the swing arm. So in the very beginning of this video, you've seen us vapor hone a bunch of aluminum parts, some of which were calipers. We disassembled those, completely cleaned them up, and then now we're gonna reassemble them so that way they're brand new. We got brand new pads, all the hardware is freshly zinc coated, and we have brand new rebuild kits with a bunch of hardware and seals.
Check it out, yo.
I be like Iggy, yes, y'all. Doctor on call, I rock to my name and graffiti on the wall. Got flow like the rappers in Great George. Got weed, I got blunt. My name Jamal, I pause. Flick the ash from my L, I pause. Like running Jason Mizell. DMC is me, host for the night. Papa Doc, only thing I don't show.
Every single video we do this. I don't normally powder coat these. I like the way that the aluminum finish looks. The rear one, when the Banshees were sold, these came black. Majority of them, like, they're just super sun faded and look like shit. So I vapor hone them. These are ready to go. All we gotta do is assemble the front hubs with the spindles, and we can put that on there. That way, when we get the control arms in the mail, we just mount those up. She's ready to rock. In front of me here is all the hardware, and I got everything zinc coated, so it's all refinished, looks amazing. Some stuff is yellow, but majority of it is clear. I've kind of organized it to where, like, once it comes to reassembling this thing, I already know where everything is. Right here is like all the front control arm bolts. So everything is very, very organized, and it makes it that much faster when going to assemble this thing. So what we're gonna do today is, while we're waiting for majority of the stuff to come back from powder coat, we're gonna go ahead and do what I like to call pre-assembling, getting everything ready so that way once the ATV is here, or majority of the ATV components are here, it makes it that much faster putting the whole thing together. Another thing that I had zinc coated is the rear taillight bracket. This is the first time that I'm doing this. Normally I have these powder coated black. It's not like anything major, but it's the little things that matter. So we got a brand new Mishimoto rad. I use them on every single Banshee build. You know, you want to keep them cool with the best rad that you could possibly get, and that's the Mishimoto. And that is not like a advertisement by any means. I am trying to work with them though, so if anybody from Mishimoto sees this video, please come on, hit us up. Let's work together. Carbs on the way, which we'll then rebuild and vapor hone. You guys will see us do it piece by piece within the next couple of days. So much shit is gonna pour in, and believe it or not, we will get this ATV finished within like maybe a 3-week time span, because we're working on other stuff. If you're looking to get something done like this, we can do it. Just be ready to spend a lot of money. I think a lot of people, their first question is like, how much does something like this cost? It varies every single build, and if you don't have the Banshee to supply, well, we gotta go and get it. And the market is gonna be from like 5 to 10 grand. So that's your starting point before we even touch it. Once we start touching it and buying all these parts, I mean, depending on the parts that you wanna use, it adds up so quick. You're gonna be buying a car by the time that you're done with the Banshee. So if you're not ready to spend that money, don't waste your time, but more importantly, don't waste our time. We're gonna start with the sprocket hub. The sprocket, get this on here.
Sitting next shelves, got my feet looking crazy. I'm looking like Sly in the 80s. I'm the flyest, no ifs, ands, and maybes. I had the high .9 and the gin is 380. You can't tell me kung fu blazing. I go off the runway, shells on the pavement. I make shots, blow your guts out for street entertainment. Top floors, never had wars for niggas in the basement. You sleep, I'm awake, I got awake on the A6, whipping up to West Side, baby, it was cake mix. 3 stacks on my playlist, cooking crack to a flute.
One thing that we couldn't vapor home was the crankcase, and that's because it was just covered with so much dirt and grease. I went outside, pressure washed this thing. That way, I'm not sitting in one spot trying to get all the grease off. This is a motor that we took apart in the previous video. The left side, a lot of water got in there. The piston was just stuck inside the cylinder, so I had to beat it out. We ended up having to cut the crank rod because the wrist pin wouldn't want to come out of the piston. We're ready to vapor hone it. We're gonna use all the main components on the bottom end, and then everything else will be brand new. This is the very beginning, and we're gonna get this thing all cleaned up. That way she looks brand new and is ready for reassembly.
Hey yo, need it all and I ain't taking no, that's when I'm sliding through. If they told you that I ain't about to check, they lied to you. Started at the bottom, now the shit I'm on phenomenal. Came a long way from the blue tops and hot pursuit. Got in trouble a lot for being wild and loose. Then I grew, now they love the style all around, who knew? I make it do what it do.
This one took a little bit to clean up, but it came out really nice. We're gonna go ahead and start putting some of the bottom gears in. First things first, I'm gonna clean off the mating surface with a little bit of brake cleaner and a rag, because even after washing it with water, there could still be a little bit of media stuck in there and in the journals. The vapor hone doesn't get everything off. Obviously, you guys know it doesn't get all the grease and grime and dirt off, but it also doesn't get any of the silicone off. The case half doesn't have a gasket, it's got silicone. You really gotta get all that shit off before vapor honing it. In my case, there really wasn't much, but as you can see, still a couple pieces on the crankcase, so we gotta get all that shit off. So even though everything looks clean, there still is always gonna be a little bit of media. That's a prime example. Just wanna get that shit off before reassembling it. Obviously, you're gonna put transmission fluid in there. That might end up in the transmission fluid. I like to swap these out for a modified shift star because the Banshees could be a sometimes to get into neutral. That's like a common thing. So most people would modify the shift star, but nowadays you can just buy them already modified. Once it comes in, all we got to do is just pop the screw off right here and then pop that out. The pin will stay in there, and we put the new one in, put the screw back with a little bit of Loctite. Wham bam, thank you, man. She's fucking shifting smooth. So one thing you definitely want to look for when rebuilding your engine, just check your shift forks and make sure that nothing is grinded down on the side or looks bent. You're just gonna end up in a shitty situation where you're gonna end up having to take the motor apart because it's not gonna wanna shift properly. It may not even go into the next gear. So just make sure the shift forks aren't bent. More importantly, it's not grinded down on the side. On the side that doesn't have the plugs, it's gonna be shift fork number 1. And then on the side that does have the plugs, it's gonna be shift fork number 2. They're labeled. You can't forget that. If you somehow f that up, well, now you know. So there's gonna be 3 clips. One of these goes right here on the stator side. This is where your front sprocket's gonna be. The smaller one, that same transmission, the right side, the clutch cover side, and then the last one is also gonna be on the clutch cover side, and that goes with the crankshaft. So one thing you wanna look out for when building your motor, wear on the torsion spring. If this is worn down on the inner side, it's gonna be really hard to see on camera, specifically because this one isn't worn down, but sometimes there'll be like a groove, like almost like a crescent. If yours has a lot of wear, you should definitely replace that, because that's why you're gonna have so much slack in your shifter. It might fuck up the adjustment for your shift shaft. Definitely change that. It's very cheap. You could still get them OEM from Yamaha. I think they're like $7 for the spring. Definitely do that. This one, perfect. Barely anywhere, so we're good to go with that. And this is the screw that sits in between that spring. You can see that there's a little bit of wear. It's nothing major, but some of these come in really, really worn down, and that's why your shifter has so much slack before it actually shifts it into the next gear. Sometimes it could be really difficult to get the nut off. Pause. I think overall to change that spring, this screw and the nut, you're looking at maybe like 20, 25 bucks. Inexpensive, and will make, you know, rotting that much better. I'm gonna vapor hone the end of the shift shaft really quick. It's fucking pretty nasty. Dirt, grease, cakes up on this from the sprocket and the chain, so we're gonna clean that up really quick, make it look brand new. 2 seconds in the vapor blast.
Roll with me, we do a sound barrier breaking beat. Rhyme waves, ripple, carrying thoughts to the simple. Most worship in the temple, but I'm true to myself. Damn the wealth, when haters wanna bomb you like stealth. Slap a rest in peace under your name.
So the end of the Kickstarter gear tends to get caked up with all dirt and fucking grease. We're gonna vapor blast the edge of this really fast. That way we get all that shit off. Shit looking crispy. Look at the fucking transformation on that. Cleaned up real nice.
Never see me in the drop top. Get my top pop. Wifey screaming for cops. They catch my killers.
So continuing with the motor build, it's a couple days later now. We have the transmission in which we were missing. Another thing that we're going to be using and kind of changing, because I originally had planned to use stock cylinders, is this Athena set. This is the Athena big bore kit. It's a 68mm piston. This came off of a Banshee that came in recently for a full restoration. The motor was really nasty, but the cylinders in the cylinder head, you can tell that they were recently put on. So once I took it apart, I seen how clean everything was, and I was like, I'm gonna use that for the 95. We're gonna rock out with this Athena 392 kit. And there's a lot of people that talk shit on these. Never had any issues with them personally, so we shall see. And then I had a Chariot head laying around, so we're gonna use that as well. We'll get as far as finishing the bottom end and the top end today, pressure test it, get everything ready so that when the stator and the clutch side cover come in, we're ready to finish the motor, so.
Like Biggie, I'm ready to die, but it ain't my fucking time yet. I bring the noise like static, I cause havoc. When I grab the mic, I pack a party like traffic. You know my style, I got the hip sound. I should be a construction worker, the way I be tearing shit down. One of the best, you ought to shout it. I bust a nigga ass and won't give two thoughts about it. Word, I hunt you down. I got a million reasons why none of you can fuck around. I slay beginners, saute contenders, shit, and be damned if I don't walk away the winner. I kick back, flip raps over hit tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could dig that.
I'm gifted, my rhyme is wicked. When it comes to knowledge, I got jewels like the Diamond District. I'm the dopest, the baddest, one of the fattest, the nicest. Chicken heads know my status. For those that's waiting in doubt, I'ma play like Pete Rock and CL Smooth and straight it out.
Show my man at on. AG my man at on. Hey yo, show my man at on. D-Flow my man at on. Check it, I got the urge to bomb your brain. I'm a threat like Saddam Hussein. Niggas better know my name. I flow the same in the competition. I break them clams up something different. Fucking with the fucking Smithin'. West End MCs never leave my section. Finger on the trigger, I figure I kill that nigga for stepping. I choke the 4-5 with niggas to George 6 flip phones and mad jewels. Got me looking gorgeous. Ignore this style and get bucked down, chow. With the 3-pound pal. Blow, how you like me now? The new improved flow, you know how I do, so whatever. A motherfucking terror like Cujo. I'm out to get mine, I want mills, God. Niggas that feel hard, chill, will fuck around and get your grill scarred. It's D-Flow, you know my stilo, well, you know how we go. Chop him like a kilo and let him die. And I'ma add on like arithmetic. Cause the careers can stop, so just watch who you're ripping with. I'm on point with the snakes and fakes. Ain't the one, think I am. Hung like grapes, and it's proven. Point blank, that's the conclusion. Seeing me losing, it's all an illusion. Like the raw ism. I'ma kiss him when I hurt him.
We had a leak and it was coming out of the cylinder head. It was just dumping so fast. And I put my finger over this. I heard the air leaking out. So after multiple times of trying to change O-rings, it was still leaking. So I put the original Athena head that came with the cylinders on the motor instantly. It was not leaking at all. In fact, I put 6 pounds of pressure in yesterday at 5 o'clock, and now it is 10 a.m. the next day, and we still have just about 6 pounds of pressure in it. We're good to go. We're gonna continue assembling this motor. We gotta put the stator on right now because it's missing that. I think all together with the polished parts on it, it's gonna look good.
Like the son of Sam, while others are soft like Richie Cunningham. Their styles is outdated like the running man, a tough vet. I'm the roughneck that drops logic, the hefty solid profit from the project, the spiritual, the lyrical, individual.
No doubt, kid.
Yeah, the Lord works miracles. I hustle for mine.
Got a nice set of stock carbs that we're gonna vapor hone really quick. The vapor hone just brings it back to that nice aluminum finish, making them look brand new.
Congratulations on the new
Like the coyote, I get wily and freaks it with the stylie. My shit is like fire, so my life be like Irie. I be the MC that's above and beyond. Them all stand out like neon, tackle comp like Dion. Be on some hip hop shit, cause the music like hypnotic. I can't stop it. Oh Lord, so I just dropped it till the slayers leave abrasions. Hot like Cajun, trails be blazing. Behind this chinky eyed non-Asian female, bringing it to you like email with advanced techniques off these New York.
We just vapor honed a set of OEM carbs that cleaned up really, really nice. Even put the original locking plates for the caps. Both sides need a cover, we're gonna run billet mod quad covers. I'm gonna try and have them do a little custom CNC with the Bonzi Garage logo on the stator side, because on the clutch cover side, there's not really much you could do. It's gonna have a clear, visible like glass so you can see into the clutch. Now what we're gonna do is start working on some of the main components, like building the hubs, putting them on the spindle, putting the brake caliper onto the spindle. That way everything is together as one.
Hey yo, on Rodeo, Rolls Royce, roof retracted. Rugalay on the Mississippi lap, relaxing. Prince to a Von Cleat party. Max and Sack shopping bags, had a blood pack in front of one. Dope bags on my Reese Cooper coattail. If the 20 bricks land, watch the boat shell. Hit 4 extra niggas, oh well. You serve crack through the doorbell. Hit a lick face in the mall, gelling knee high. Black badge, hit every pothole in the east side. Trying to teach niggas up, but they lack vision. Still got 30 left, my homie cried on the last visit. We ate wings on the last visit. Switch shoes, now you on the rec yard of Rap Simmons. Up the self-ridges looking like a meal ticket. Spent 50 at the counter.
Going from the crustacean in my left hand to the princess in my right hand. Vice versa now. In my right hand, you got the crustacean. Left hand, princess. Boom.
Wrist crank, kick, Miller, Jackie Chan. Texas Storm, Balenciaga, Afghanistan. Going Dior, shopping off hand in hands. Bulletproof vest, Tasha Nakamoto. Kept the X runner, shot the nigga black up solo. Daytona Rojo, Easy Tools Rojo. Money good, $500,000 Chanel hobo. I'm the pinnacle, see through your subliminal. Spy everything twice, 2 Louis racks identical. Style minimum, style like Larry Davis. See through Celine tank top, Celine trainers. Just came from a headshot.
We got everything back from powder coat, and as you've seen earlier in this video, we pre-assembled a bunch of stuff so that way when it comes to assembling it, like right now, it's very easy and we can bang through it really quick. Some cool things that we're switching up for this build. Number one is this Roll Design front bumper. I hit up the dude Jed from Roll Design and asked him if he still had this. It doesn't have the like OG IMS Roll Design sticker. This is a first for us. I think this will look really cool. We're gonna be using Elka suspension front and rear. And obviously we're going with the 1995 original color scheme. So I ended up taking the coils off and had them powder coated. I got some individual brake lines. There is no T, but the front ones will run directly to the calipers. We got some flex bars and a whole bunch of new parts. We got some full flight stock length arms. These are aftermarket stock length beefy arms. And then obviously you've seen we completed the motor earlier in this video. I originally reached out to Mod Quad to have them custom CNC the Bonzi Garage logo into the stator side cover. It's gonna take over a week. So what I did was I still ordered that, but I also ordered a plain one that'll come polished, and that'll be here tomorrow because I overnighted that stuff as well. When I'm building these things, I overnight a lot of parts. I spend a lot of money on shipping just because I'm trying to bang them out quick. Like we literally just finished a 2000 yesterday, in which you'll see in a previous video that we finished yesterday. Now we're doing all the promo with that. That giveaway will open, and then this I'm hoping will be done by Friday. Today is Tuesday. That'll also be a giveaway. We're gonna go ahead, take all the saran wrap off of this chassis, chase every single thread, no different from any of the previous videos, to make sure that we have nothing binding up. The chassis itself is actually a 1993. A lot of people are gonna be upset the fact that I didn't go the 1993 route, meaning like the original lavender color scheme. But I've already done that. I haven't done the 95. This is a Michigan titled ATV. Now the frame was a little bit tweaked originally, and I definitely brought this to PD and we fixed a couple of things. The steering stem needed to be pushed forward a little bit. These tabs were stripped out. They had like an M6 going through there, and originally they're M5s. The grab bar tabs, one side was bent down a little bit. This bracket right here, it was beveled, and I'll upload a couple of photos here. This was cracked and beveled. Like it literally was like a wave almost.
Now who got the flavor that comes a dime a dozen that keeps them buzzing, thinking that they fat when they bustin'? Welcome to the world of Mac. On Mac.
Yeah, this right here is a prime example of why I like to do this. It's very tedious and time consuming, and well, there was a whole plug.
Cut. I does what I do. I fake the roof off with soft sucker, super smacking, knocking. Full effect, mic check, 1, 2. I'm a rain forever. Rain like bad weather, rain like whoever never. You can't bite my style, cause my style ain't a style that is a style, so I can go buck wild. Bet you figure you got more funk for flow, it ain't so. Flavor in your ear, let you know. Now I'm about a second from the hook, look, scrap your rap book. Before you get your wet style shook, can I get down? Get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Get down. Get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? The max like super N10. Burning MCs leaves them found sick. See, I'm like what you call king of yes, y'all. My style rich, shit got me real sick. Shit's thick. I come with the ammo, the real whammo, slammo, step the dobby dollar, and always the great. Let's warm up the hot. I'm changing fate from the net down my casket. My rap loves the alienate. Shake your ass to the snake, you stomp my dominate. See, I ain't scared, motherfuckers. To me, you're all suckers, cause I make the ruckus. Make it noise, drop the buckets. We roll with the proof, no proof on the roof, biting like a saber. Can I get down? I pound on the ground when I get down. So let me get down, let me get down. Can I get down? Get down, get on down. Can you get down? Can I get down?
So I think I said that I was gonna use this on the Scooby-Doo Banshee we recently did. Once I started building that one, I felt like this was more appropriate for the 95 build that we're doing now, so I saved it. This is a GYTR OEM aftermarket skid plate. It's really big, but I think it's super sick and nostalgic, so we're gonna run that.
Woke up in the morning, hopped on the train, I saw my man, he had a L in his hand. Hide it from the beast, at least I catch a buzz before I hit my block. I take and make a hit from the on the good ship. Lollipop, move the hop, so I can put the hip in the grip. Everybody slips so I can take a trip to the hip, dig a deeper hole, microphone control with soul. Look at my hot.
We have the motor in it, the chain on, the carrier setup complete, the swing arm with the rear suspension. I mounted the reservoir here with a mod quad mount, a single mount. I think it looks really nice. We got some billet parts for this machine that will make it tie together real nice. So here is our lockout cover, which is gonna make the motor stand out that much more. Then we have our stator cover. Then we got some other little random accessories that we're gonna be using on future builds. I really like these lug nuts for the cool heads, and then the single clamp I use on anything with, you know, a reservoir. One thing that I f***ed up on this build, and I say this in previous videos, and these are the things that you wanna catch before doing all the refinishing work. The motor mount threads were smoked on the upper bolt hole on both sides, so I had to through bolt it. I tried to put a Healy coil, but she was way too loose. I got a longer M8 bolt that fit right through, and then I put a nut on the outside. Shit like this does bother me. It's clean because it's flush. I wish I would have caught that beforehand. Number one, obviously, like, I hate putting a Healy coil in anything, but when the time calls for it, you know, you need to get that done. Obviously, I'm not gonna weld anything on this chassis because it's powder coated. We're gonna go ahead and finish up putting the whole steering control setup on. We'll get these onto the motor and then start it for the first time today.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I tasted working that hot plate, cooking in my homeboy basement, and Lambo knocked the coke off the table, that nigga wasted. I showed him the new straps, the AK with the green laser. I'm on some street shit, my baby mama tweet shit to stir up my haters. I'm like, why she wanna stick me for my paper?
I wish blueberry cheesecake was in this box. Unfortunately, it's not. Brand new front master. This is the fucking real deal, my brother. $300 for this master cylinder. $300. That is right. Absolutely beautiful, people.
I swear a nigga might cry when I watch the Lakers dance. All our mamas would watch us, boy, we was neighbors. But how you look a nigga mom in the face when you shot her, baby? I got skeletons in my closet right next to Balenciaga. Call me Fred DiBiase, garage is $1 million, my nigga. Yeah, it's just the way that God be planning shit. I drop a load and take a load off, that's load management. At last lap, I dropped the hoe off and bagged the Spanish bitch. Put out the dick, she snort the coke off. I'm living lavishly, yeah, okay. Bitch, nigga, you know what it is, baby. Yeah.
Tell you something, dog. Tell you something, good dog.
So we got the covers on, and I will let you guys rate it in the comment section down below, but I think it came out sick, and it's really gonna look good with the purple and the yellow. So we have the stator side, clutch cover side. We also put the lockout on there, put the Kickstarter on. Now we can put all the fluid inside of the engine, start it for the first time. Mainly, we need to grab some random wheels so that we can get it on all fours, adjust the suspension, and put the motor mounts in. What you're seeing here is probably like 7 hours yesterday, another 7 hours today. Obviously, we did a lot of the hard stuff previously. Another thing I need to do is put this black seat cover onto this black and silver seat. This is a brand new OEM seat, and I'm just gonna use the original seat cover from the all black one that will come on the special edition or the 50th anniversary. That way it ties together.
Stop. I can't take no more. Why is the police steady knocking at my door? 24/7. The government's tripping. They say some
We're using the good stuff. Flex Drive 30.
but that's drama. So save it for your mama. I'm not criminal
So you've just bought a brand new thing of Prestone coolant. You pull the cap off. You see this little lock right there? That guy? Check this shit out. With your thumb, go around just like that. You got it open, nice fucking circle. That might be an old school trick, but I just found out about it, so I'm putting you on. Thank me later. As sick as this motor looks, it's not really too crazy where I needed bigger carbs, just bigger 68mm pistons, but it's not a stroker by any means. It's a stock crank, so we're gonna run stock carbs and the stock air box.
On the streets you roam, trying to follow me home, steady running checks on me and my home. You see my mother is worried, you got a vision all blurry. You throwing darts at my partner's poster, and he's buried.
We're at 24 ounces right now. We gotta go down to 6. I had a banal open, so we're running with that. I don't know what was going on with the key, but somebody jumped it, and I'm gonna have to solder a new pigtail on there. Hopefully we have no issue right now with spark, because that would probably be the issue.
They hate to see me driving a car I bought. They hate how I talk. I can't spin on the sidewalk. They busted me, covered me. In jail, they beat up me.
No leaks, which is always a plus. Now I think we can go ahead, obviously clean the fuel tank. But I'm gonna let it run out of fuel first before I do anything. So I'm gonna have to pull on that fuel line off.
See, back in the days, I was a stone cold hood, and I was just a pay hood and still up to no good. With my crew from the Heights and the Allen.
On the Mod Quad lockout covers, they don't have the tube that runs up and meets with the breather from the crankcase. If you do run one of these, is get yourself a little Dorman vacuum cap, and you're gonna wanna plug this. If there is, for some reason, too much oil or any sort of crankcase pressure, it's gonna come out of this. Normally there's a hose that runs up to this T. This one goes up behind the gas tank, runs back down by the exhaust. This one comes from the back of the crankcase. We're gonna plug this up. That way, God forbid, it doesn't leak oil. I need to give a big shout out to my homie Sixto Performance for overnighting me an older style taillight. At one point I had so many of these, but I used them all. So we're gonna just take the one that's on this crusty mount, swap it over to the clean one.
FAP, Franklin Avenue posse. You can't stop me because my shit's never sloppy. I'm always on.
I wish this style light had a brake light in it, because honestly the big bulky one, just too much. It's in the way. This is simplistic, nice. If the winner doesn't like the eyes, they could always take it off and you got brand new headlights. So this is all the way in. This one needs to be backed out a little bit. The problem is you can't can adjust it without taking the steering knuckle off, so it just makes it very time consuming.
Flip the thing coming from a team like Turner. Take it from another brother coming from the ghetto. Once I get my run, ain't no need for the metro. I get paid to rip, step aside, I'ma blow you. Don't try to shake my hand, money grip, I don't.
We're right in the f***ing center.
I'm bursting in the race, catch a wreck on stage. Blowing up the spot, I leave my name engraved. Your frail ass niggas want a piece of the vibe, but you can't fuck around with the nigga that's live. Here, catch a wreck with the buckshot shorty. Spark up that L, cut the time to get naughty. Many looked at me as if I was insane. I'm just a real nigga with a lot of my brain. The pressure starts to build when I grab the stiff. Giving niggas the raw deal with the bad appeal. This time around, I flex the deck with ease. And if you really want, I give an extra sweet, cause I'll...
Plastics are here. They're Vitos. They're not OEM. You can't get the 95 colorway brand new OEM anymore. We have the powder-coated A5 wheel set mounted on Sedona Bazooka tires. These are 18 by 10 by 10 in the rear and 19 by 6 by 10 in the front. I'm very excited to get these on this machine because the wheels that we had mocked up on here completely kill it, make it look like dog shit. I just swapped over the seat cover. This is literally the last two things that we need for this thing to be complete, and you're gonna watch within like the next 30 seconds how this dramatically changes.
I've been getting off that soft white long before shorties was rocking off white. Watercolor ice, I call it Walter White. Walk with me like a dog might. I got 44 bulldogs, you ain't got a dog in a fight. So many Cardis all thought I was cross-eyed. Better off just let the sleeping dog fly. Thought he was on that lie, what he tweaking off? Doggy, that's more than a Chiba high. Every bitch wearing cheetah ain't a cheetah, and you ain't a boss till you take a loss, that's a loss leader. Picked off your leader, blood, I heard he lost a leader.
Big difference, huge difference, dramatic difference. Putting the plastics on with the wheels obviously wraps everything together so nicely. Now what we need to do is test ride it. But before we do that and potentially get it dirty, we're gonna shoot all the promo right now and we're gonna open up the giveaway. Make sure you're following us on Instagram so you don't miss out on opportunities like this. Somebody's gonna win this for 110 bucks and it could have been you. And if you don't have an Instagram, I encourage you to make one. I don't care if you're fucking 60 years old. Go make an Instagram so you can figure out how you can enter to win. First thing on Monday, we're gonna go and test ride it, make sure that everything is okay to go to the winner. So it's gotta be like 3 weeks since we last filmed with this Banshee. New York got hit with so much snow. We went away, and while we were away, we got hit with more snow, and then it just lingered for the longest period of time. Now it's 3 weeks later. It's finally getting towards that spring weather. Someone actually won this from Atlanta. It's gonna get transported within like the next 2 days. I did just ride it for the first time, and I will say that I'm having a little bit of an issue with the carbs. For some reason, it's not getting enough fuel. So when I run it on, it just dies out, and when I run it on reserve, it's mint, but it's pissing out of the overflow line. We'll do a couple little laps so that way you guys could hear it. She'll probably start pissing out fuel instantly. I don't know why the f this is happening. We got something else going on. Coolant coming from, I have no idea where, but it's all over the Banshee now. I'm gonna have to pull the head. That is not fun. It started smoking out of the right side crazy, heavy white smoke. That's just a sign that something is going on with the head or there's coolant getting into where it shouldn't be, sort of say. We have a billet cover, so I'm able to see the oil in the transmission and it is not cloudy. No sort of sign of coolant mixing in. It's still the red clots and I can see right through it. Maybe an O-ring isn't sealing correctly. Coolant is getting into the right side cylinder, which is causing it to run like shit. We gotta fix the problem now before it goes to the winter. So I'm gonna pull this head off. I think I'm just gonna use a Mod Quad head that I have here. It's anodized red, but what I'm gonna do is vapor hone it because it's like new and I have a full brand new gasket kit for that. Ditch this one for now. First things first, we're gonna pull the tank, pull the seat, pull the plastics, drain the coolant, and pull that head off and figure out why this thing is blowing coolant out of the exhaust.
Yeah. Tricolor Cubans, yellow, white rose, savage with a package leader home.
Maybe that explains why I was running so poor. There's no fucking fuel in this thing, dude. All right, so forget about the carb issue that I was having. That's my fault. I don't even know how I didn't check the tank. Regardless of our fuel issue, like this is serious. And it's all over like the frame too. It's not even green anymore. It's mixed with the premix. The worst part about doing something like this is, especially with all the billet parts, it just fucking stains everything. But as you can see, even the coolant that is in here is starting to change color. That's because it's mixing inside of the head. You just see it's like not as green, it's almost like cloudy. And as soon as we noticed this, we cut the ATV and just instantly went home.
Precious rebels, precious metals, we not for games. Cocaine connects,
that right there is the reason why we had coolant mixing in. This O-ring was pinched. This is my fault. I didn't have an Athena O-ring kit, but I just used a Mod Quad one. And that Mod Quad one might be specifically for Mod Quad. You can see that O-ring is botched. We'll put fuel in it. If it still leaks out of the overflow crazy, which I don't think it will, then obviously we'll tackle that situation. But we should be fine.
Hey, yo, Lord forgive me for putting two in a chimney. His shit flew like a frisbee. Cobra checks on the black Geigers. Tongue hanging out, shooting the 30. Thought I was Michael. I ain't gon' lie, I never liked you. I would've wiped your nose for free. Erase your name from the Bible. Kids to knife you. Taking commissary bags, I'm mad. He ain't even had no macaroons. My dealer's pitching like the Nationals. I know some judges, they don't give a fuck what you do. They maxing you. Philip Lindbrims, Bishop 40 below Tim Jims. Lee Braves in the wind, counterfeit tins. And get the
It's a little bit of unexpected change of plans. I pulled the head off. There was a pinched O-ring. I put a whole new head and I put all new O-rings. It still happened again. I didn't want to waste any more time putting on another set of O-rings. So what I did was I had a set of OEM cylinders laying around that were just bored and honed to 64.5 with brand new Wiseco forged pistons, and I swapped the whole cylinder and cylinder head setup. So now we're back at the airstrip. We're gonna test it again. I had no leaks yesterday. Another thing that I noticed too when I was having this issue as I'm working on it is I opened the reservoir and it was just nothing but bubbles. It wanted to shoot out and it was smoking. The whole right side header was full coolant. I had to empty that out, blow it out, blow the right side silencer out. It was just a mess. It's unfortunate, but I'm glad that it happened because these things do happen. I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes. I want to make sure that the ATV is good to go before it goes off to its new home. If you're not following us on Instagram, you gotta follow us because you'll miss it. The reason that YouTube never gets the opportunity to enter for a chance to win something like this is simply because situations like with the snow, it lingered and we couldn't come here and film. So we can't put out the video until we're able to ride it and confirm that it's all good to go. This is the grand finale right here. This is always the outro. This one came out awesome. A couple of things that I really like about this one that's different from previous builds is number one, the front bumper. Eye covers. When I was a kid, I remember the first Banshee I ever seen because of these eye covers. It's like an instant giveaway. Banshee eye covers. It's like a nostalgic thing. I think they look sick. And lastly, the Elka suspension. I like to do shit like this, but when you're doing giveaways, people see the higher numbers and they're torn away from entering. There's a max for the giveaways, and I figured this out over time. People are just fucking cheap. I would much rather build a crazy performance ATV that is everything that you would possibly want, but people just don't want to spend that money. And we have some crazy builds coming up in which will be for sale because I can't justify doing a giveaway and sitting on it for weeks on end. And this one sold out super quick. Most times we draw the winner the same day that it sells out, unless it's like super late at night. It's all on our Instagram. We post a chart once it's full and then we draw the winner live. Make sure you're following us. This one's just gonna smoke more for the time being because that fucking whole exhaust packing. Nothing's dripping like it was like yesterday or 2 days ago when we came here. It was pushing so much fucking coolant, like it's not even funny. And it was starting to come out of the overflow. So we're just pissing all over the front end. And if you have a Banshee and that's happened to you before, you know it's a fucking mess. And especially when it gets on brand new exhaust that's hot, it just leaves those white streaks. It's not good. You could imagine that everything that was in that right side header, where's it going? To the back. Plus it's also windy, so it pushes the left one to the right. I can confirm that, you know, she's good. I just got on it all the way to 6th gear. We're right. I don't hear any gurgling. There's no air going to the back of the reservoir, and it's not pissing all over the exhaust. So I got a 300 main because I don't have a lid on this one. Banshees love air, but obviously you got to adjust the fuel to that 30 pilot jet. I believe we got 2 needles in this one, which are the 4th clip down. Stock carbs, definitely not going to be as fast on the top end as it was with the Athena kit, but whatever. All that matters to me is that it's reliable. Look at how good these brakes are, dude. For those out there that want good front brakes, get yourself, number one, a YFZ 450R front master. 2026, could go all the way down to like 2010. I think they're all the same. And then put steel braided lines that are individual. Delete the T. You don't need that middle spreader, just straight to the calipers. You will have a night and day difference response. And if you want even better, but it's expensive, get yourself some 2026 YFZ 450R front calipers. And then you can get these adapters here, braided lines that will mount to your OEM arms or aftermarket arms if you have it. Just something to keep in mind. And then for the rear, if you want, you can put like a Brembo caliper, but I just run the stock caliper. And even with the stock caliper, those lines do make a huge difference. Majority of the Banshees, we put brand new master cylinders on. Sometimes we rebuild them if I don't have it in stock, but brand new master with one of these braided lines, way better. Another thing too that I really like about this Banshee, this is like an old Cascade grill that I had laying around that was like really clean. Just hit it with a little bit of elbow grease, a polish on a rag, and it came out really nice. And I feel like it makes it pop, and you can see yourself in the reflection. I'm no polisher, but I definitely did a damn good job on that one. If your Banshee takes a minute to come back down to that solid idle, you definitely want to up your pilot jet. It shouldn't take too long for it to come back to that smooth idle. If it's hanging, put a bigger pilot jet. Yeah, this one came out sick. If you're looking for a complete Banshee that is even better than this, we got some real nice shit coming up, but it's expensive, really expensive. If you guys are interested, the best way to get in contact with us is on Instagram. As always, make sure you're following the social medias, especially if you want to enter the giveaways. Follow us on Instagram at Bonzi Garage. That about wraps it up for the 93. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Cage out the hurricane. One nigga landed on the roof of this bar. Fashion week seats, I couldn't trip the bitch.
whip the fish, leave the kitchen, gave my wrist a kiss. Phone clicking shit, I got all of these licks to hit. Hello? Griselda bitch, you see we getting rich.
My first day home, I got a grip. Fiends on the doorstep. Which niggas stepped on my wings? We left the porch wet. Hey yo, which niggas stepped on my wings? We left the porch wet.
And what's left of his brains was on the porch steps. Razor hit his